Hey there, Oz.
Hey there, Curtis.
Hey, what movie are we watching this week?
This week we are watching the movie marriage of Zoolander meets Sleeping with the Enemy
Yeah?
with a dose of American Psycho
Uh-huh.
and just a little bit of Halloween too.
Okay.
This week, we're watching Blue Steel. This week.
This movie.
Yeah.
No, that was a great movie marriage. Yeah,
I was happy with it.
It would have been impossible to leave Zoolander out of this.
Oh, I told you at the end of last week, Zoolander's already in my movie marriage because it's Blue Steel.
It has to be.
Yeah.
We couldn't do this movie without a Zoolander reference.
Yeah. But as I'm watching, I'm like, oh, well, look at that. She's sleeping with the enemy.
Yep, there she is.
And oh, look, he's a yuppie that goes on homicidal things.
Mm-hmm.
Like American Psycho. And then I was looking for some other Jamie Lee Curtis tie-in. And then when she ended up in the hospital at the end,
yeah,
I'm like, okay, Halloween 2.
Halloween 2.
So, welcome back, listeners and viewers, to another week of Let's Talk About Flicks, the podcast where we take a monthly theme. This month being Bam Bam Kathryn Bigelow movies.
Love it so much.
Yeah, I'm one of your hosts, Oz.
I am the other host, Curtis.
And before we get rolling too far, we want to give a shout out to Patreon subscribers Don S., Aaron A., Mandy K., Melissa L., Colin K., and Lyle M. Thank you, one and all, for your patronage.
Yes.
And be sure to like, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell, all the fun things you're supposed to do on YouTube. Or subscribe while you're on your favorite podcast app.
Yeah.
And check out the website, let's talk about flicks.com, where we have back catalogs of all of our streamable episodes, both in podcast and YouTube form, as well as ongoing blog we're going. Mm-hmm. And I need to get back to work on the recommended episodes at the bottom because it's been busy since we've been back to school, and I just haven't had a chance. So
yeah. Now check out Oz's blog series, going through all the Criterion Collection movies. Yeah, great reads.
Yeah, thank you. Like I mentioned pre-show, I just watched Title 14 this morning. I got 3 titles knocked out over this long weekend.
Yeah.
Despite as busy as we were, early mornings, and the fact that Silence of the Lambs is one that I know my wife will sit through.
Sure.
Really helped.
As I said in my I think my Facebook post, my favorite movie with beans since Blazing Saddles.
Exactly, or at least mention of beans.
Mention of beans. Yeah,
I think there's beans when they bring him his dinner in the prison cell, or in the like the high school gym with a like a makeshift like WWE like cage match like cell they've got going for him. So. But no, it's fun. Like, it's fun. I haven't found one yet that I dislike. So,
well, I mean, it is the Criterion Collection. So
there will be some. Like, I know Armageddon's coming around the corner soon, which isn't a bad movie, but it just like really Criterion.
Yeah.
And then there's some I think it'll be tough to find because there's like this. I don't know. There's one that I've never seen before coming up. I think it's called like Salo. But yeah, we'll see how that goes if I can find it somewhere. All right, so
I think it was Theodore Rex, wasn't it?
yeah. You, me, and the Christmas trees.
Yeah.
Brought to you by Criterion.
By Criterion Collection.
It would make sense though if they had like an early Hallmark Christmas film on their list, like because it really did kind of shift the landscape of filmmaking in some ways.
A Christmas Prince 2, brought to you by Criterion.
Well, just because they could get Carrie Elwes to do the commentary for it. So you're bringing the cinematographer and like all the things Criterion does, and these poor schleps are just so overwhelmed with like. I picked out the GIF that we laid snow over at the beginning of the movie. So Blue Steel.
Very, as we were talking pre-show, very just sort of throwaway, in that sort of like mid 80s to mid 90s throwaway action movies where and you and I were both pining for years past when you could have an A-lister in just kind of a mid-tier action movie.
Mid-budget.
Yeah.
Well, and also streaming has replaced home video,
Yeah.
obviously. But there was a time where like VHS and DVD were massive, to where
Hmm.
some of these films, like studios would put out, not necessarily even banking on like box office dollars. They were just hoping that once it hit the home video market, they would get
Yeah.
sales out of it, they would get rental revenue out of it, and that these movies would make back their budget, if not more, sitting on blockbuster shelves.
Yeah.
And so this definitely feels like one of those films where this is also back before actors are paid $20 million for a role.
True. Yeah.
To where that they would make these films and they would do good enough.
Hmm.
And it's in some ways, it almost, some of these like home video throwaways almost felt kind of like G League-ish, kind
Yeah.
of like minor leagues of everybody in there is giving their best effort. And it's a film, like it,
Hmm.
it's got a 3-act structure, it fits all the beats, and you might have a cute little script, but you're not going to throw $100 million behind on the budget.
No, of Blue
and,
Steel. Yeah.
right. And so it satisfies what it needs to do, and
Yeah.
moves on, and then we cover it years later.
Which was also part of the studio's plan as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, it was Oliver Stone's long like,
Yeah,
I'll
that's-
produce this, but only if it hits the podcast market.
Yes,
in the mid-2000s.
35 years later, two young whippersnappers are gonna are gonna cover this on a
They were too young.
fledgling podcast.
Yeah, they were too young to see it when it came out, but they'll come around. This released in Sundance.
Really?
Yeah,
Bobby
January-
Redford thought this
Yeah.
was worthy.
I guess so. So
I'm sure he went by Bobby. I think
I had to, or Bob.
Bob Redford.
Bob Redford. I bet his friends called him Bobby
Bobby.
with an IE.
Yes. That's what he had insisted on being credited as. Only at Sundance, though.
Yeah. Oh,
Only at Sundance.
Only at Sundance. So who's in this motion picture?
Oh, 1990s Blue Steel. Again, as going with our monthly theme, directed by Kathryn Bam Bam Bigelow. We have an A-lister in this movie. We have Jamie Lee Curtis as Officer Megan Turner. Rookie on the force, finds herself thrust into action early, and then cat and mouse game with her co-star Ron Silver as Eugene Hunt. We were talking pre-show. Ron Silver, R.I.P. Ron Silver. Mm-hmm. He has a very interesting look to him.
It's unique.
Yeah. His beard in this movie, like, I know sometimes they'll use crepe paper. It's a real beard. I think he grew it in. It still looks fake to me.
It does. I agree. Yeah, Ron Silver, he does have a strange look.
Just a very unique looking human being, Ron Silver.
Yeah, you don't want to look too long.
Like, no. You take one unique look, and that's good.
You take a glance, you're like, oh, he's kind of handsome. Then you look away.
Yeah, before you realize what it is you're
before he Monets right in front of your face.
We have Mr. Krabs himself, Clancy Brown, as Detective Nick Mayan.
Oh, man.
Mayan. With two N's.
Yeah.
Nick Mayan.
That's how much of a man he is.
He is. He's got two N's. he somehow has 3 X chromosomes.
Yeah. Ice Cube made a movie about Clancy Brown.
About Clancy Brown's character, Detective Nick Mayan.
Just called Triple X.
We've got Elizabeth Pena playing Tracy Perez, Megan's best friend. We have Officer Megan Turner's parents, played by Louise Fletcher, of all people.
I did a double take as well. I'm like, she looks familiar, and then I went and looked. I'm like, oh my god, it's Nurse Ratched.
It's Nurse Ratched. Yeah, we've got Louise Fletcher. Philip Bosco plays the father. We have a Richard Jenkins sighting, Oz.
Yeah,
there's a lot of like that guy in this movie. Yeah, we've got a Richard Jenkins as Dawson is how they have him in. I don't think it's Andre.
No.
Or Creek. I don't think it's
Richard. Either. It's Richard Dawson.
It's Richard Dawson. He just walked right off the set of The Running Man.
Yeah.
As a lawyer, as Eugene Hunt's lawyer, Dawson. We have Kevin Dunn, one of those, again, another one of those, that guy kind of 90s actors who
Yep.
always plays the same character. As Assistant Chief Stanley Hoyt.
This time he plays angry black police chief.
Yeah. Yes, Kevin Dunn, who I didn't even bother learning his character's name. I just called him Kevin Dunn in my notes.
Well, and to be fair, he does play angry black police chief, but there's no color allowed in this movie except blue.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. It was pretty white cast.
Very white. Elizabeth
Which
Payne
is very reminiscent of New York City.
very representative of all the boroughs in New York
is
City.
Geographically accurate how much diversity is in this film.
And the one minority, the one racial ethnic minority meets an early demise too.
Yeah.
Spoilers. We've got Tom Sizemore as quote unquote robber.
Yes. Not Robert.
No, not Robert. Not Bobby IE or Bobby Y.
Personally, I think robber is such a like less threatening word for what those people do. Like robber.
Robber.
I don't know why it just sounds so childish to me.
I agree. It's instead of someone who's like assault with a deadly weapon.
Yeah.
Robber.
Yeah. Or I think burglar is the same way.
Burglar.
Yeah. Someone broke into my house. I think it was a burglar. Thief will work. Like I think thief sounds very cunning and fleet of foot and in the shadows, but burglar and robber.
I was burgled last night. Suck it up.
What are you? I'm a crook. Like
we need harsher words.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I didn't even notice him, but apparently Mike Starr was in this movie.
I did.
Did you see him?
I did.
Okay.
I did notice Mike Starr right at the beginning when Jamie Lee Curtis is coming home to her apartment, and he's like out on the stoop and kind of gives her some flack. And then they smile at each other. Yeah, it's literally just a profile of Mike Starr. Like you don't see...
It's like I looked at the Wikipedia before. It's like, oh, Mike Starr is in this, and you know me, I got a thing for Mike Starr.
Yeah, I know you do.
And I was watching for him, and I just didn't notice him.
Yeah. It's you just get a profile. You don't get the Ron Silver effect of facing him head on.
Well, they don't want to oversaturate your manliness with Mike Starr.
No,
they got to save
it with 2 R's. So
well, yes, that's how they got Nick Mann's name. It was Mike Starr with 2 R's. They had to put an extra N on his name just to keep up.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that's. We also have Lauren Tom,
yes,
who as quote unquote female reporter. Yeah, she's a great voice. She does. Oh God, what's the character from Amy from Futurama? She does Min from King of the Hill. Lauren Tom's another just sort of that person in Hollywood. Yeah. So a lot of people in this movie. A lot of recognizable names and at least faces.
Well, and for actually a fairly small cast of people you're going to put names to, people with roles. It's pretty small and yet very recognizable.
Yeah, there's really just 3 that matter in this movie.
Oh yeah, and at the same time, like you and I recognize those names. I bet we could put this in front of I could put this cast list in front of my wife. And Jenny would be like, I don't know who half those people are.
She'd be like, Mike Starr's in this.
Oh my gosh.
With 2 R's?
The Mike Starr. So the plot of this movie is very cat and mouse.
Yes, that's the whole bit.
It's very cat and mouse, but in a Tom and Jerry sense, where they live together.
And they hit each other with mallets.
Yeah. So we've got we've got rookie cop. In NYPD, Megan Turner. We go through a montage early on where she's getting her cop whistle.
I was thinking of the shot where it's like you explicitly see her bra. She's like and like her cleavage as she's zipping up her uniform.
Yeah, exactly. It was gross. And I mean, yes, it's directed and written by Kathryn Bigelow, but at the same time, like it's still icky. But it's 1990 and it was Jamie Lee Curtis and it's like, well, she's a good actress and she has other assets, so we might as well
gotta show them off.
2 for 1.
Give the audience what they want.
Ron Silver.
More Mike Starr. Ron Silver.
So Megan Turner, she's a new cop, and it's kind of defied the odds. Her parents, or her dad specifically, is not happy with her being a cop.
He does not like the cops.
And so, but her friends are supportive. Like her parents would even show up at her graduation, and it's
mom wanted to.
Mom wanted to, yes,
but your father,
yeah, and so I could have put Police Academy on my movie Marriage as well.
Yeah.
So she graduates, and this movie kicks off with her what seems to be like her first night on patrol. Like she's got a partner. Yep. They stop somewhere, and as she's looking across the street, she sees a stick up.
Yeah.
Tom Sizemore is holding up the grocery store across the street.
Tom Sizemore, and he's definitely given his most performance.
Oh yeah, exactly. He is he's not covering his face. As a matter of fact, he's got a 3-act play he's wanting to put on while he's holding this grocery store hostage.
A lot of soliloquies in this movie.
Yeah. It's so
I was joking with Patreon subscriber Melissa L as we were watching, without spoiling it, another movie that will close out this month, which also has a little Tom Sizemore, and we start calling him Tom Size Less.
Movie could use, this movie had almost like the perfect amount of Tom Sizemore.
Yeah.
So, Tom Size adequate.
Tom Size medium.
That's right. So she got to test her mettle. I mean, she's a police officer, and she's seeing a stick up.
Yeah, she's terrified too.
Oh yeah,
absolutely terrified.
Which I think is extremely accurate on how I think any cop, I don't care if it's your 10th time you're busting up a crime scene, like you're scared. Yeah. So she goes across the street. Apparently, had a key to the back door of this grocery store. She sneaks in the back, and
she was awarded the skeleton key upon graduation.
That's what happens in New York. You just get a key.
You just get the key.
And so she takes her sweet time working her way up to the front. But luckily, it's Tom Sizemore holding up the store, so he's not just going to grab the money and go. He's going to chat. So, but she does her whole freeze. He whips around, pointing the gun right at her. She fires off her shots of her hand cannon, because it blasts him backwards through the window of the store. Thin panes of glass in New York.
It was very. I immediately thought of this a scene from or a moment from the opening scene of Loaded Weapon, where there's the big convenience store shootout.
Yeah.
And he emerges with this automatic gun and shoots the two bad guys, and they both go flying backwards,
flipping
through the glass, doing like synchronous double gainers at the same time. as he's like drinking, cuts back to him finishing a Slurpee.
Yeah, as he's just waiting, as he's doing roll after roll after roll at the floor. And so so she blasts Tom Sizemore into next week.
Needed the Howie Long from Broken Arrow.
He drops his gun, and as she's again scared, the gun falls at the all the other customers have hit the deck as they're instructed to do. Well, the gun falls next to this guy who just reaches out, pulls the gun in, and basically takes it for himself. And so he slips away. He just leaves the scene. This is not good police work for the New York City Police Department.
No, just let witnesses slip out.
Everyone walks off. And because there was no gun found at the scene of the crime, Turner is accused of killing an unarmed man and is like immediately suspended.
How did I'm sorry if I'm taking like a haul from you for later.
You're not.
Like, how did there was a dozen witnesses there.
Yeah.
Like none of them corroborated the fact that he was holding a gun.
Yeah, I thought that too. But for plot purposes, no.
Yeah.
No one did. Not a single person. That again, Tom Sizemore was there for 15 minutes
Yeah.
trying to rob this grocery store with a gun.
Tom Size mosting all of his lines.
Yeah. He's like, I've got one scene and
I'm taking advantage.
Don't you guys get in my way. It is my scene. Matter of fact, other people had lines and he wouldn't allow them to say it. That he used his gun prop. He threatened people. Don't you speak on my. This is my. Don't you step on my lines.
He actually just started reading their lines.
He stole them all.
Yeah, this is a robbery. Oh no! The gun was incorporated as a character.
Yeah, Cleavon Little this way. like Sheriff Bart. Like,
isn't anybody going to help that poor man?
And so she's instantly suspended. Like,
yep.
First night, last night. Like, well, you shot an unarmed man.
Yep.
And we've got no proof.
You shot Tom Sizemore.
And of course, she's like, he had a gun. Of course, they're like, you emptied your entire clip into him. Like,
yeah,
you didn't shoot him in the leg. You murdered a guy. Like, So we then cut to Eugene Hunt, who we know zero about, other than he does his own grocery shopping.
Yeah, yuppie at the grocery store.
Right. He goes on a very he goes out killing people.
Yeah. The gun empowers him.
Yeah, he goes up to we see a couple scenes of him being weird with the gun. He goes up to this old man in like a gazebo. The old man, because Eugene Hunt he's like a commodities broker or whatever. He's a rich yuppie. He doesn't look like he would commit crimes. Is basically what the movie is telling you.
Yeah,
he doesn't look the part.
No, he looks like a guy who's snorting coke off the back of a toilet.
Right, which is not a crime if you're white.
No, it's not.
Yeah. If you're white, it's totally fine.
If you work at commodities, then it's part of the job.
It's like it was on the Indeed job description.
He minored in coke snorting at Vassar.
Right, exactly. And so kills a guy, and when the police get there, they find the cartridge that was discharged has Megan's name carved into it, Megan Turner. We did see a scene of him like work, because again, we did, before he went on this killing, we did get some, Ron Silver in a dark room, backlit with a little front lighting, just doing weird stuff. So he was working with a bullet, but we didn't know what he was doing. But it was just enough. It was very sweaty, but it was just enough to solidify that he's an oddball. And so he, like I said, he goes out and kills a dude. The police find Megan Turner's name carved into a cartridge. And so they obviously got to bring her back in, because you're tied to these somehow. Of course, she's like, I don't have a clue what's going on. Back and forth, we get a lot of like, it's not really character building. Megan is a rookie cop, so she's got all the rookie cop features.
It's more character treading.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, character dismantling.
Yeah.
But we get like Eugene starts hearing voices in his head.
Yeah, we get that whole bit where and he's like yelling at the voices. Like,
we don't hear the voices; he hears them.
Yeah,
which I think would have been fun had we heard Tom Sizemore's voice in his head.
It had to be Tom Sizemore as the gun.
Exactly. It's like the can of vegetables in Wet Hot.
Yeah, exactly.
That would have made this movie so much.
I do it a lot.
And so he's hearing voices telling him to kill again. And so like there's that going on. We don't see a lot of murders. We see him like pick up a prostitute and presumably kill her, as he's on top of, apparently he's got access to buildings. He's on top of a skyscraper in New York with her like bloody top. It wasn't a blouse, but it was this whatever like mesh, which she had like a, and he's wiping himself with it, blood all over him. And again, he would have had to leave the roof of said building covered in blood. Whatever. Don't look at Ron Silver and
No,
don't
well, I
think
mean,
about
why would you want to look at Ron Silver? Well, that's how he got away with it. People are like, ooh.
Yeah, I'm not.
That is an odd looking man. I'm not going to look any closer.
Very strict notes. Do not look at me.
Do not look at Ron Silver.
So Turner, meanwhile, like she's working hard to clear her name.
Yeah,
because she's like, I don't know why I'm involved in all this, and it just makes no sense to me. And she's leaving the precinct at one point, and she wants to go catch a cab, and Eugene is there.
Yeah,
he's also hailing a cab, and they agree to share the cab. And so she's still pretty just on defense because she's rattled with, I just graduated the academy and now I'm on suspension. And so he's just very nice to her, and very, that's something she's not had yet in this film. Outside of her friend Tracy, nobody's really supportive of her.
Yeah, that's a completely true statement. Like, like her parents, like her mom is trying, but mom is clearly, and we learn a little bit more about that relationship a little later. But yeah, everybody at work is just castigating her, and here's a guy who's treating her nicely, and she likes how that feels.
Yeah, for sure. She does kind of get roped back in, because there are these murders happening around the city, and casings with her name are on there. So this is where we meet, Detective Nick Mann, who somehow has convinced the assistant chief, Kevin Dunn, that why let's make her basically like an honorary detective, because if she might know something. She doesn't know, but she's obviously involved in this somehow. So she's kind of partnering with Mann, but yet he's clearly still the detective.
Yeah.
Trying to solve these murders, but bringing her along just because your name is wrapped up in this.
It's literally on the bullet casing.
Because you are the only, they try to tell us, because she's like, maybe there's a different Megan Turner. Because again, it's New York City.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, they've hit the phone book, and there's like only one other Megan Turner. She's 83 years old or something like that. That's it. Just Megan Turner is a very unique name.
Just like Ron Silver is a very unique looking human.
Yeah. You're not going to find too many people named Megan Turner. Not in a city as small as New York. It's just not going to happen.
Nope.
But again, we take liberties with the plot so we can move things along.
That we do.
So she starts dating Hunt, and they make out all the time. I think Ron Silver's into it way more than Jamie Lee Curtis is. Because he's realized I'm Ron.
Paper burns on her face.
Because he realizes I'm Ron Silver. This is probably going to be peak for me.
Yeah, this is it.
And so, but he is very pleasant towards her. At one point, like they go on a date, and she invites him in, and he's like, maybe later. Like he's being very gentlemanly about it. But also, we know what she doesn't know is he's getting exactly what he wants. Like he's infatuated with her. She demonstrated power at the robbery, and he's basically just mimicking what it's like to have power.
Yeah, he's an incredibly inadequate person. And
yes, and if you have a gun, like I have a good job, I get paid well, but I don't have power. She has power, and now I have a gun, so now I have power, and so power is attracted to power, and so I'm gonna go be with her because I need power. Meanwhile, she's got no support system, so she just loves having the company.
Yeah, there's a really famous comic book panel. It's from the late '60s. It was a Nick Fury comic, and the artist's name is Jim Steranko. And as I'm watching this movie and just sort of what the gun kind of represents, and the fact that it's a man using it.
Yeah.
I found myself, it is also a 6-shooter as well. And I found myself thinking back to this very famous comic book panel. And it was the first time that there was like a sexual innuendo in comics. And it was Nick Fury and was it Valentina de Fontaine Allegra, whatever her name is. She's played by Julia Louis-Dreyfus in the MCU now. And her, of course, her and Fury had kind of this on again, off again thing in the comics. And like, all the panels are leading to them having sex, and then the last panel on the page is the holstered gun.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And
much like Hitchcock's train going into tunnel at the end of which movie was that? One of those where like it was very clear what was going to happen between the two leads, and he just cuts to a train going into a tunnel, and
But it's like, as I'm watching this, it's like, well, like just what the gun represents.
Oh yeah, that's what it represents for Ron Silver anyway.
Yeah.
So one night at his apartment. Now, see, here's the thing: they've been building all this, and it really hasn't gone anywhere yet. Other than we're like, oh my god, like he's the one doing the murders, and she's dating him and doesn't realize it, et cetera, et cetera. One night at his apartment, things are getting serious. You know, they're getting heavy, and he reveals to her that I was at the supermarket robbery.
Yeah.
And I took the gun, almost like, because he's so unhinged, he doesn't realize that this is not appropriate. He views
you're not into this?
Yeah. He, like, I think he views it as we're on the same level. We both have power. Like, this is cool. We both do
only
the same
you
thing.
can understand
what
you
this understand.
Feels like.
Yeah. Because you've shot a person. So have I. Like, we're in this together. So she's still a cop, obviously, even though she's been suspended. She's still reinstated.
She's still a cop,
and so she figures out he's behind the killings, and she arrests him. Right there in his apartment. You're under arrest, and they take him in for questioning or whatever. And Richard Jenkins is his lawyer, Dawson, and all you have to do as a lawyer in New York is just say, my client's innocent, and the police will back down, and they will let you go.
Yep, that's all it takes.
So I think this movie has changed the way law works in New York. But yeah, that he just comes in, he's like, you've got no proof. And of course, Eugene's not going to reveal that he did it. And they do. They let him go. Because again, got no murder weapon.
Yeah.
Just because he said
where's the proof?
Yeah, just because he said he killed people doesn't mean he actually killed people.
Just because he admitted it to a police officer.
Right. Yeah. With extreme details as to where he got weapon.
Exactly.
So she's still working with Nick, still trying to keep her badge, but now she obviously is trying to stay away from Hunt.
Yeah.
And because New York City is so small, it's impossible to do that.
Tiny village.
So she goes to hang out with Tracy, her best friend, or pretty much her only support group. And as they're on their way out of the apartment building to do something, Hunt comes up behind Megan, grabs her, and kills Tracy.
Yep.
And then knocks Megan out. And so, of course, Megan says it was him. He did it. And they're like, well, did you see his face? And she's like, it's Ron Silver. You don't look at him. Like,
that's the point, is you don't want to look at him.
And so, again, the police and the lawyer are like, well, no, because you didn't actually see his face.
So it didn't happen.
Yeah, right. We're not going to investigate Tracy's murder. Like, the only perp we're after is who keeps doing all these murders that you keep telling us who the murderer is, because he revealed it to you.
Saw your best friend get shot.
Yeah. And they're like, she was the only minority in this cast. We had to get rid of her somehow. Like, that was unfortunate because, again, this is New York City, and you might see a black officer walking in the background or, something like that. But in terms of having a point in the film, it was pretty much, just Elizabeth Pena.
White people everywhere.
So yeah. we see Eugene going to a park, Central Park, I'm assuming, because it's right there. It's in the middle of everything.
It's such a quaint little place too.
Yeah. He goes to a park and buries the gun under a tree. Mm-hmm. She, of course, comes to her consciousness. They go to arrest Hunt, but the lawyer says she can't do it because the lawyer just hangs out all the time. Can't do it because she didn't see his face, like I said. So she goes to her parents because my only support group is murdered. There's not many people in New York to turn to.
Nope.
And so I go see my parents, where we give it evidence that mom is very much in support of Megan, but dad is very much not. I can't believe my daughter's a cop.
Yeah. I can't keep smacking my wife around if my daughter's a cop.
How am I going to do it when I could have a cop drop by at any time? Well, mom's got a giant bruise on her wrist. And Megan's like, what happened, Mom? And dad's just like, don't you say a word. It's so gross. This is a hard scene. It's a real hard scene.
Yeah.
But Megan does the right thing. She arrests her dad right there. Like slams him up against the wall, throws cuffs on him.
Yeah.
Like, you're done. And he's beside himself. Like, what are you doing? You're my daughter. You can't do this.
Yeah, how dare you?
And so handcuffs her dad, arrests him, and she's, I'm taking you downtown because we're going to book you, as they do. But they have a talk along the way. He breaks down, starts crying. Megan's made a lot of mistakes in this movie, but here's another one where she's just basically okay, Dad, as long as you promise it'll never happen again.
You promise to stop spousally abusing my mother.
Yeah, you promise that was the last time.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been doing it for decades, but that was it, right?
Pinky promise.
Yeah. You're all out of abuse, right? Takes him back home, and mom is beside herself. Like, Megan, dear, your friend stopped by. That's Eugene. Yeah. He's a guest, and they play this cat and mouse game because, of course, she knows, and he's just toying with it. He's convinced her parents very quickly that I'm wearing a suit, so clearly I'm worthy of your daughter. And so they both basically give each other a signal of, hey, I'm strapped. And he knows that she's not going to want things to go down at her parents' house. And so he leaves. And so she, so she's like, I'm going to stake this out.
Yeah.
So she goes to his apartment to stake things out. And he's there all night. She's struggling to stay awake. Of course, Nick Mann is like one car back across the street, staking her out for some reason.
Kevin Dunn is behind them.
Exactly.
Mike Starr's behind him.
Right. There's not much to do in New York. You just find somebody to stake out. And so the next morning, he does leave his apartment because he's having another bout of inner voices. Because she doesn't know where the gun is, so she follows him to the park where he buried the gun. There's another standoff between Hunt and Turner, and then Detective Mann shows up. She's trying to get him to go for his gun. Like, Megan's trying to get Eugene to go for his gun so that because that's the only time she knows how to shoot people is if they've drawn on her.
As if they're holding a gun on her.
Shoot him.
This movie and Loaded Weapon, there's so many parallels here.
There are a lot of parallels.
I was also thinking earlier about the mime who was using his hand as a gun and was holding it. Yeah. Come on, partner, shoot him. Shoot him.
But Mann shows up, and that's enough to get Megan's attention, and Eugene just runs off through the trees.
Yeah.
So they decide to stake out the park because he's clearly going to come back for his gun. And we're going to do that from the car up above the bridge. We're not going to get close. We're just going to stay way up here. Later that night, they see a flashlight down at the park. And so they assume, he's back. So she hops out of the car to go apprehend him. gets down there. Well, first she handcuffs Detective Mann to the steering wheel,
Yeah.
so that he can't do his job and actually follow her.
Yeah,
because
I'm gonna finish this.
Right, because Megan's the only cop capable in New York
of taking down Eugene Hunt.
So she heads down there. Well, it's an old lady with a flashlight. Basically, it's like, he paid me to do it.
Yeah.
And so he paid this homeless woman as a decoy. She realizes she's wrong again. She heads back up there, and he's got Mann at gunpoint.
Yep.
So she shows up, fires her gun, shoots him in the arm, and he, of course, runs off through traffic. Because nobody's a real good shot in this movie, because it might end the plot. So Detective Mann and Megan go back to her apartment, not realizing that Eugene went back to her apartment also.
Yeah.
He must have stolen her skeleton key.
That's how he gets everywhere.
He's in her bathroom patching up his wound, while Mann and Turner, who clearly should be rattled.
Yes.
Because Mann just had a gun pulled on him, and Turner just shot another person.
Yes. After she handcuffed her partner to the steering wheel.
Right. Which probably would have avoided the whole scenario had, anyway. He decides to forgive her. And so they make love.
Yeah. Because that's how you demonstrate forgiveness. Oz.
Yeah.
I forgive you. To the bedroom.
You owe me. And so she's totally fine with this, because she's safe in the arms of a man. Nick Man.
She's safe in the arms, in the scuttling arms of Mr. Krabs.
Yeah. So meanwhile, Eugene finishes patching himself up. Apparently the event must not have lasted too long, because Mann then goes to the bathroom. He gets shot, because that's where Eugene's at. It's a good thing it was him, not Megan. So she doesn't hear the shot, because it was 1990, and all you have to do is wrap your gun in a towel.
Yeah.
That'll quiet things down.
It was a beach towel.
Right.
It was Towley from South Park.
Right. It was all of her towels. Real rough scene after this. As presumably he kills Mann. She doesn't hear it, so she's still lying in bed.
Yeah.
Deciding that she's going to start drinking and smoking at this moment, because we've not seen her with a cigarette or a drink at all. She's leaned over, lighting a cigarette, rolls back over, and Eugene is right there, jumps on top of her, rapes her. She does. Yeah. It's cameras per point of view, so it's a lot of Ron Silver. She kicks him away, gets her hand on her gun, and shoots at him, but again he runs off, because he's got incredible endurance. Mann is not actually dead. He's unconscious. They get him to the hospital, and they tie up that thread of he'll survive. So now she really is the only armed police officer in New York.
And she's the only one left in the city.
That's it. Yep. It's a small town. And so she's going to go find him. Luckily, he's around, because, again, small town. She's at the hospital as well, and she knocks him out. She knocks out her police guard. Again, solidifying her role as the only adequate police officer in the city.
She's the only one who's capable.
Knocks out her guard, who was much larger than her. Takes his uniform, puts it on, fits like a glove.
Perfectly, like it was made for.
Yeah, despite the guard being a lot larger than she is. Takes his uniform, takes his gun.
It's spandex. It's what it is.
Right. Yeah.
He wasn't a cop. He was actually a hot cop. He just happened to be there.
Hot cop.
Somebody call for a cop.
It was easy to take his clothes off, because all she had to do was just rip it. It just popped at the snaps.
The tearaway. Yeah.
That's all it took.
I thought she got dressed so fast.
Yeah. So she does. We see another little montage of her getting dressed in her police blues. And she wanders the streets, because he's around.
Eventually, she'll run into him
Yeah, it's New York.
in this city of 10 million plus people.
So she goes down to the subway. He follows her down to the subway. They both shoot each other.
Yeah.
The gunfight carries back up to the streets, and she shoots him dead. Like, it pretty mild, really, like, finale here.
Yeah.
So she shoots him dead in the middle of Wall Street, of all places.
He was using a hot dog cart for protection.
He was using a hot dog cart for protection. She gets
a lot of steel that goes into those things.
She first ran him down, like she commandeered a vehicle, ran him down, found him behind a hot dog stand.
That's actually that's where the title of the movie came from. Blue Steel. It wasn't about blues and police officers. It was the hot dog cart.
It was the hot dog cart. That was the name of it.
that was the name of the hot dog vendor. Was Blue Steel.
Blue Steel.
Blue Steel dogs.
That's what worked. It was right outside the precinct. And so the movie ends as these movies do. First responders show up. Police are there. She's taken away for medical treatment. He's dead. So, like, that's it. Like, they just they end on like a crane shot of everybody there doing, and because she was the hero, and high nooned her way to the end of the threat.
I put in my notes, after he's clearly out of ammo and no longer a threat, she shoots him several times, hitting him in the blood squibs with every shot.
everyone,
she got him right in the squibs.
He packed a lot of squibs.
He did. You don't know
somehow.
When you need a blood
somehow,
squib.
Even as he laid there and she shot him, he still put him through a pane of glass. Like,
she picked up his corpse and just tossed it.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is 1990s Blue Steel.
That's Blue Steel, folks. Every week, Oz and I give our own unique rating to the film we yap about. In this case, Blue Steel, directed by Kathryn Bam Bam Bigelow. Oz, how would you rate this flick?
I'm giving this that Hansel's so hot right now.
Nice.
That's my rating. Hansel. What are you giving it?
That Hansel. I haven't even thought about this. I'm gonna go with. Let's go with 64 Mr. Krabs.
Okay. Yeah, I could do that.
64 Mr. Krabs. That works. Folks, every week, Oz and I scour the interwebs searching for unprofessional reviews that tickle our funny bones, and we hope they tickle yours as well in this week's edition of Outside Insight. Oz, my friend, what is your Outside Insight?
I have two.
Okay.
All right. The first of which really is only here because our friends at the Cinephile Hissy Fit, Will had left a review for this one.
Okay.
2023, gave it 5 stars.
Okay.
And a heart on Letterboxd. He says, quote, "Death is the best kick of all. That's why they save it for last. Everything about this film worked for me, from the brilliant casting, especially Ron Silver. My goodness. The taut, gripping direction by Kathryn Bigelow to the minimalist score by Brad Fiedel maybe. A nice underrated gem in the Bigelow canon."
Okay. Interesting.
And then I have another one from 2017, 4.5 stars. When I saw Jamie Lee Curtis go into Police Academy, I thought it'd be fun and exciting, like that movie Spaceballs. But instead, it was painful and disturbing, like that movie Blue Steel. Yeah. I saw Jamie Lee Curtis at Police Academy and thought, this will be just like Spaceballs.
This will be just like Spaceballs.
But instead, they were disappointed to find out that Blue Steel was more like that movie Blue Steel.
Was more like Blue Steel.
So those are the still 4.5 stars though. So
4.5, yeah. This movie only has a 5.8 on IMDb.
Yeah, it's mid. It is. Yeah. Like I'll admit that it is. But again, like I said early, it hits one of those just kind of forgotten films. Because it's like we mentioned, there's nothing bad about it. But there's nothing good about it. It just
sort of exists in the ether.
Which is why it's forgotten. But I guess if you haven't seen it, it's one of those okay, for a movie that has been forgotten, it's better than a forgotten memory should be. If that makes any sense.
It makes enough sense, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. I have editing power, and I chop that right up. No,
and hold for editing.
No, I'll forget. So anyway, go ahead.
I got two, if you don't mind. As always, both from the Internet Movie Database. The first is a 1 out of 10 left in July of 2006 by Gwendolyn, with the subject line, "Without exception, the single worst movie I have ever seen in my entire life." I have never flat out walked out of a movie, and this was no exception. But it's as close as I've come. 15 shots out of a 6-shooter. Hello. And the guy is still rising up to walk and even run away. Yeah, right. Now, don't get me wrong. I am very fond of Jamie Lee Curtis. And at the time, I was quite set in my opinion that Ron Silver was about as handsome as it gets. Blink, blink.
Oh, no.
A better title would have been The Thing That Wouldn't Die. Boo hiss.
Gasp.
I like the actually putting in blink, blink.
I do too. Yeah, the inclusion of
yes,
physical reactions.
Oh, Ron Silver, blink, blink. And your incredibly weird facial hair, blink, blink.
Oh yeah.
It's like 15 grit sandpaper on somebody's face.
Right.
The other one is also a 1 out of 10, left in December 2020. Always interesting when reviews are left in the middle of the pandemic.
Yeah.
From Garundaboink. Again, 1 out of 10 with the subject line 10 stars. Not.
Oh, Borat Goddess. It's a not joke.
Or Wayne's World. First minutes of watching this, I said it was probably written by a woman who knows absolutely nothing about police procedure, human behavior, or firearms. Watching it further just ticked me off further. She should stick to fairy tales. It's her forte.
Okay.
Yeah. Garundaboink, if that is your real name.
Yeah. They should have checked with Garundaboink before anything that any female director would do.
Yeah, it's fairy tales. Again, this is 2020, so
yeah.
Hurt Locker had come out.
Right. Yeah.
Zero Dark 30 had come out.
Yeah.
Well, what movies has Kathryn Bigelow done that you would describe as a fairy tale?
You got me. Yeah.
Tuck Everlasting.
Yeah. Enchanted. That was Kathryn Bigelow, right?
I think that was Kathryn Bigelow. Enchanted, yeah. Princess Diaries.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was her.
I'm sure. Why not? That was Kathryn Bigelow. So yeah, Garundaboink. You can go back to whatever hole you crawled out of. Just stay there for
back to your expanding expertise on police procedure.
Yeah. I know police procedure. This woman director clearly doesn't.
Yeah. Well,
get it right.
Yeah. Spoken like someone who might actually know about police.
Yeah. Who's had many encounters with them.
Yeah.
I know what it's like. I've been arrested 27 times.
It's true. This is way off.
You're not going to tell me not to shoot fireworks off at the mall.
Again. It was a different mall.
You said don't come back with fireworks. So I didn't. I went over there.
Right.
All right, folks, it's that point in the show you've all been waiting for. The Let's Talk About Flicks signature segment, the 3-2-1, in which Oz and I each share 3 goods, 2 bads, and 1 about this week's movie, Blue Steel. Oz, what are your 3 goods?
I like that they slowly establish Megan has poor judgment.
Okay.
Because she does make a series of gaffes in this film.
Yeah.
But before they get real serious, she was just doing some poor judgment style things. They weren't, again, they didn't have any consequence, but they were just poor judgment. And so by slowly establishing those, it was a little easier for me to believe that she would make some of the choices that she made later, like some of the Ron Silver stuff.
Sure.
So I was okay with that. 2, Elizabeth Pena. Yes. I like Elizabeth Pena.
She's really good.
That's
actually one of my possible bads was more Elizabeth Pena.
Yeah. We could have used more because it was like the beginning, like police academy scene, and then like the death scene. That was it. Yeah. Like you didn't see her anymore. But I've always liked Elizabeth Pena as an actress. And so she's not going to lead a film for you, but she'll give you everything that you need from a supporting role. So I love that.
Well said.
And like I've said a couple of times, I miss mid-tier films like this, just because they're not going to move the needle on your fandom at all. But we just don't have them anymore.
Yeah.
Because with multiple more studios out there, with your Netflix and your Amazons and your Apples and your Disney Plus or whatever, it's just too much content.
Yeah.
And so, and not having to make trips to video stores and the like I remember I've worked at video stores. It was always, new releases launch on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So it was fun because there'd be a new release section, and it would just be a section. And in today's like streaming world, it is impossible to keep up with all of the new content because there's no like date to it. There's no calendar to set by.
And across all studios, that was the glory of that section of the video stores, that you saw everything. Didn't matter who the distributor was,
right?
And it was all just right there for you to soak in and absorb,
right? And so, to a point, you really didn't even care where it came from because, like you said, it all was there. And today, it's like you just can't do it. There's too much content. And there's no logical distribution frame for it. I mean, you could find like what's Netflix launching this month, and it'll be like, well, here's the 5 things we're launching on the 1st, and here's 2 more on the 3rd. And it's like it's so disjointed that it's not clockwork enough like it used to be. And I know it's kind of crotchety, et cetera, because kids these days have never had that. But I miss that. Like I miss that.
Make video stores great again.
Well, I miss that. I don't want to call it appointment, but you just knew when new stuff was coming out. And so I miss mid-tier films like this because now there's 4,000 mid-tier films come out a year.
Yeah.
And but they all look the same. Like, because it doesn't matter what the directors do, Netflix has a look.
Yeah.
If you work for them, you have to do that look.
Yeah.
And so they all just kind of look the same. And
it all just looks bland.
Yes. Very bland. And there's just no style. And I miss it. Even though, again, this movie isn't, I've seen it. I'll probably never watch it again. And it was like, okay, like I've spent an hour and a half doing worse things, watching worse things. This for me was like, okay, like that was okay. I'm not disappointed with the time I spent with this film.
Yeah. It's not so much what, like the quality of the film. It's almost like just what the film represents.
Yeah. That's well said. Because it's like you could have swapped this out for a dozen other of the era.
Yeah. Deep cover, red heat.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But you know what? Those still had A-listers. They still had stars to them. And they're just paycheck movies for them.
No way out.
Right. Yeah. Stuff like that. I just enjoy that kind of thriller film. And it is what it is, but we just don't have them anymore. People are paid too much. And I think Hollywood has just lost track of what used to work. And now everything's got to be bigger and more. And if we don't,
but still the same.
Yeah. But if we don't, like if we don't make $1 billion on this movie, then it's a flop. And that's just nuts to think about. Like if you don't make $1 billion, like, was this a disappointment? It only made $750 million domestic. Like what?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. So bring back these mid tiers. I enjoy them. All right. Those are my 3 goods. I'm off my soapbox. What do you got?
No, I love it. I love that soapbox. My first one is Bigelow knows how to do suspenseful action. Like she knows how to direct a movie. She knows how to create suspense. We see it in Strange Days. We saw it in Near Dark. We'll see it in the other movies we're gonna talk about, over the next couple of weeks. But she's a competent director. She knows how to craft a story, and she knows how to create tension and suspense. So yeah, kudos to her.
Yeah.
My second is Jamie Lee Curtis is always committed to the part.
Yes.
As flawed as her character is, and you can question the choices, as well as some of the things that happen to her and some of the kind of the icky parts of this movie. She's committed to the part, and she always brings her A game. And again, kudos to Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah, I mean,
But
and I'm sure,
yeah,
sure you are, but like that expands to any Jamie Lee Curtis role, not
mm,
just not just this. But I don't think I've ever seen a movie of hers where she's mailed it in.
no, she, even though this is kind of that mid tier, action movie, she brings her full effort to it.
Hmm.
So that's my second good. My
Good.
third good, I watched part of this with Patreon subscriber Melissa L. And and as Hunt was frantically trying to remember which tree that he buried the gun by, he's stumbling through the park, and he's going from tree to tree, and Melissa L just leans forward and says, "Out of my way, tree!" As he's stumbling through the
Yeah,
park, bouncing off trees.
he was
Yeah.
bouncing off trees.
Yes, out of my way, tree. So that's my third good. Was just that was
Oh,
a
that's fun.
well timed moment from Patreon.
Good for her.
subscriber
Nice
Melissa
job.
L.
Nice
Yeah.
job, Patreon subscriber Melissa L.
What are your two bads?
My first one is Clancy Brown's hair.
Yeah.
It was not a good look. I think he was like, I see you, Ron Silver, and I raise you. Like, so Clancy Brown's hair. And second one was Megan not lying about things. There were multiple times, especially when she's like, he admitted to me that he was the murderer. And, especially with the killing of Tracy, she's like, did you see his face? No, I didn't. You say, yes, I did. Like, if you know it was him, because we did know it was him, and she knew it was him.
Yeah.
But and that's what it hinged on. That's how that fell apart. Did you see his face? No. Okay. Well, case.
Yeah, and that leans into what another one of my possible bads was. Just this movie's really misogynistic, like
very,
really
very much
misogynistic.
So. Yeah.
Like, and it's kind of ironic with it coming from a female director, Kathryn Bigelow, which but it like all of the male characters in this movie, even the good guys like Nick Mann, like they treat her like she's lesser. Like they don't believe her at all. They never believe anything that she says, and they question her capabilities, and it just believe women.
Yes.
If that was a guy, I got a feeling that they would have believed that person.
100%.
No, but because it's a woman, and it's a young woman, and a young pretty woman.
Yeah.
No, you don't have credibility.
I'm gonna draw another comp only because of this undertone, not because of anything else. My criterion, I watched 3. Silence of the Lambs was one I watched this weekend. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of parallels between how this movie handles women and how Silence of the Lambs handles women.
Mm-hmm.
And in both instances, it is a male-dominated field. Yeah. And here comes a female along. And in both instances, the female was right. Yep. And the female was the hero. And did we learn anything from it? No. Unfortunately not. But this is, those movies were like just a year apart. In my write-up, I even had a piece in there that I was writing about the 2 instances where Demi in Silence of the Lambs just made it very obvious how it was framed. Very early in the movie, when Clarice Starling gets on the elevator, when she's called up to Crawford's office, and she'd been running through the hills, so she's still in like her gray sweatsuit, and she gets on an elevator full of guys that are at least 6 foot, and they're all dressed in red. And she stands right there in the middle of them, and she just looks so small compared to these guys. And then later on, when she and Crawford and another special agent tend to go to a funeral home, and Crawford and the agent leave with the sheriff to go into another room to talk about details because, there's a woman around. And Demi shoots it from almost like a ceiling corner of the room as there's Starling standing in the middle of all of these sheriff deputies. And just the angle of it puts her in the middle. She's very small. And so Jonathan Demme, Silence of the Lambs is far superior than Blue Steel. But yeah,
there's
both
parallels
kind of run
there. Yeah.
A lot of parallels. And so I almost had that in my movie Marriage, and I took it out because I had my movie Marriage done. And then I watched Silence of the Lambs this weekend, and it made me think that, there's a lot of parallels here. But yeah, women in law enforcement, doesn't matter if it's local like NYPD or national like the FBI. You get the vibe that you don't belong here.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to work doubly hard to convince us that you fit.
Yeah. Well said, my friend. For my bads, God, I got several, several to go for here. I'm gonna go with Turner at the beginning says she wants to become a cop because she wanted to shoot people.
Well, mission accomplished.
Well, yeah, you did it, but I would hope that people who choose to go into, criminal justice, law enforcement, that there's a little more to it than wanting to commit acts of violence.
Yeah.
Like it's public safety. I like to call it. Again, I'm a college and career counselor, and
right.
I typically refer to it as, at least globally as public safety. It's a helping profession. It's categorized in the same. It's adjacent to people who go into education fields, people who go into medical or physical or mental health related fields. You are there to help other people, and she said she wants to become a cop because she wants to shoot people. Like, hope there's a little more to it.
Yeah.
Than that. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
And then I'm gonna let's see, just everything about the Hunt character. I'm gonna combine a couple I got. Ron Silver's bad. I don't buy him in that role. Despite the blink from one of my outside insights. He like. When I think of this role, there was like a little scene of him like furiously working out, and and I'm thinking like, oh my god, why am I blanking on the actor's name? He was Professor X, not British actor James McAvoy.
Okay,
I'm thinking McAvoy from those Shyamalan movies where he's just jacked out of his mind.
Oh yeah, like Split.
Yeah, like that's what I'm thinking for this role is somebody who's like. Who's not like muscle bound, but is just like taut and lean, and just driven, and not whatever it is that Ron Silver is trying to do with the role.
Right.
And
I agree.
Yeah, and there's also like a mention in the movie, like Men Like Hunt. He looks at people as quote unquote little specks. I think like he takes her up on a helicopter ride at one point, and like. And even before he got the gun, working in commodities on Wall Street, like there's a certain type of personality, I think, that wants to do that kind of job and live that lifestyle, and thinking you're better and smarter and more worthy than other people.
And you're never going to get what you're chasing because you just chase.
Yeah.
Which is what he's doing in this movie with her. Yeah. It's just, this is another thing to chase.
Yeah.
Power.
Yeah. Yeah. She's a possession to him. So just guys like Eugene and everything about that character and the performance. Yeah. So those are my two bads. Oz, what's your
why do they kiss like they're chomping gum? That's one like it was disturbing to watch them kiss. My second is Eugene Hunt a werewolf? Is Ron Silver a werewolf? Like he beasts out at night.
Okay.
And he does the whole there was some line, I didn't write it down. There's some line about the moon, and the way he's digging at the trees is very dog-like.
Just pawing at it.
Yeah. And so, is Ron Silver a werewolf? He's got those beady eyes like David Naughton as he's changing, as he's transforming. So I don't think that's true. I'm going to go with why do they like this was, they were not a compatible kissing crew. Like these two, they were kissing like they were chomping.
like there are two dogs with like with fighting over the rope toy.
It just was
like they're going after the same piece of beef jerky,
right? And you felt bad for Jamie Lee Curtis because she's kissed in a lot of movies, so you get the vibe like she probably knows how to do an on-screen kiss pretty well.
Yeah,
and Ron Silver's like, "Come here," Like, no.
Well, you gotta
Oh.
kiss like whatever that steel wool he has growing on
Yeah,
his face
that's
too.
true. That's true. The Brillo pad, he's got
Yep.
Velcro to his face.
Hmm.
So that's my home. What do you got?
That's fair. For my in the beginning, like why didn't Turner yell to her partner in the bathroom that she's running to intervene in a holdup? And I also speculated maybe he's just a really loud peer. Like,
Real ropey.
like she's heard him pee before. It's like it
Right.
doesn't matter what I say,
Yeah.
he's not gonna hear it. So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna leave.
He's got a very healthy stream.
It's like standing next to a jet engine. The volume
Right.
that it exits and
Yeah.
hits the water.
You ever seen him pop a fire plug down on down parts of the city?
He's got to put ear protection on before he goes into the bathroom.
I've seen my partner cool off neighborhood kids in the summer just by peeing.
It's
Yeah,
like
that's a good Like
he's trying to clean his siding with a power washer. Or get the leaves out of the gutter.
It's true.
So yeah, that's my
That's a good
everything about why and how she didn't ask her partner for help.
Which kind of goes back around to my original good of slowly establishing Megan has poor judgment.
Yes.
Like she makes choices that don't make much sense until you realize that they've shown her making enough of those choices that, yeah, this is just who she is. Like she just makes poor choices.
Yeah. Tell your partner.
Yeah.
That's
trust me. Tom Sizemore will still be there when you get there.
He'll still be there talking. He's got important things to say.
I don't think he even really wanted to hold the place up. He just wanted someone to talk to.
He was just lonely. And the only way to get people to listen was to involve a weapon.
Right. I mean, it took that guy a mighty long time to take money out of a register that's already open. Yeah. He's like, no.
He had brought his own little bongos like he was going to like a slam poetry.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Oh.
Well, so yeah, so that's 1990s Blue Steel, folks, and we are blessed to have a 5-weeker this month.
Yes,
we measure time in Wednesdays. That's when we release new episodes. So in January 26th, Bam Bam Kathryn Bigelow month, we got 2 more movies, Oz.
Yes, we do. What do you got for us next week?
Next week, we are going to go to the, I think I can safely say that the Kathryn Bigelow movie that she's most known for, won the Oscar. We are going to cover 2008, I believe, 2008's The Hurt Locker.
Not seen it. Be a first-time watch for me.
I watched it last weekend. Yep. So it was also a first-time watch for me. I'd seen a couple bits of it, but I'd never watched it in its entirety. So
Oscar-winning worthy.
Well, we'll get there next week.
Okay.
I forget what it was up against.
Oh, but, fair.
Yeah. A movie awards in general, I'm always kind of meh about.
I don't care either.
It's fun to keep track of things, and of course, I like to see people get celebrated for contributing, art.
Right.
But just the fact that it's, I don't know if you could say movie, like it's not a contest. You're not doing this to try to out movie the next movie maker.
Well, and especially once you kind of peel back the film and realize that like the studio's campaign and things like that, it's it's frustrating when it's like, oh, look at all the that they really it's just they play the games of getting a movie out in a certain time, and it's like it's frustrating.
But yeah, good movie, very character heavy. We'll just leave it at that. Very character heavy movie.
Hurt Locker. Yeah, like I said, it'll be a first timer for me. And is it Jeremy Renner?
Yeah, Jeremy Renner's in it. Anthony Mackie's in it.
Okay. So we got Hawkeye. We've got Sam Wilson.
We've got was it Killian from Iron Man 3? Guy Pearce.
I see that. Guy Pearce. Ray Fiennes. Evangeline Lilly.
Wasp is in there.
Yeah, Wasp is in it. Okay, yeah. So it's basically a Marvel movie.
Yeah, I'd like to think that this is set in the MCU.
Cinematography by Dan's brother Barry Aykroyd.
They're everywhere. Those Aykroyds.
Well, the you figure the you know the Murray brothers are
Yes,
they do a lot.
I think Brian Doyle has a supporting role in this as well.
Makes sense.
He plays the Humvee they drive around.
Again, makes sense.
It's just Jeremy Renner sitting on top of Brian Doyle Murray.
Going,
yeah, with a howitzer strapped to his back also.
It's always committed, like a Jamie Lee Curtis, a Brian Doyle Murray.
Exactly, just like
three
Jamie
names,
Lee Curtis.
3 names, and committed.
Yeah, they always bring 150% of the effort.
And they both have 3 first names.
That's true. How many Doyles do you know? It is a first name. Like there was a former Major League pitcher Doyle Alexander.
Yeah. I've met a couple Doyles.
Doyle, but, okay. Yeah.
Jamie, Lee, Curtis, Brian, Doyle. Murray. Yeah.
Curtis, what kind of first name is that?
How do we know they're not 2 in the same?
I've never seen them in the same place at the same time.
Yeah. So. All right. So social media. I got a text like mid thought there, and I was like, huh? Social media wise, Facebook and Instagram, YouTube Shorts as well. Make sure you're checking things out and hit up the website, subscribe to all those things you're supposed to do. And we will be back next week to cover another Bam Bam Kathryn Bigelow movie, Hurt Locker. And until then, for another episode of Let's Talk About Flicks, I'm Oz. I'm so broken right now. So I'm Oz and you're Curtis. We'll see you guys next week. Shut up and go home.
Bye.